Hi YouTube, welcome to December Empties, the products that I've used up this last month that's just finished, and telling you what I thought of them. Let's start with some products that I haven't talked about before, and mostly this is a negative. I finished up a few bits of skincare last month. A lot of serums. Serums kind of are one of the buzzwords, the kind of products that are really being oversold to us at the moment. And to believe all the blogs and YouTube and magazine features, our skin can't survive without a serum underneath our moisturiser. Now, I have to say, I have not found that using various serums for the last 6 months has made a blind bit of difference to my skin, and I'm really becoming quite dubious about their benefits. So I've tried various ones. This one is the Philosophy Full of Promise. And it's a serum, well, it's two serums. So this one here was to put on in the morning, this one in the evening. And I chose this one when I was in the States because it had really good reviews. It was quite pricey, I think about $70. But it was, a complete regime. I liked the fact that it was in nice hygienic pumps. I liked the fact that it was in, this great packaging. I really disliked the evening serum, which just felt like silicone to me. It was that, not even in a jelly, it just stayed in a layer on the top of my skin, and I just didn't see how that was helping my evening moisturiser to work, let alone work any more efficiently, because silicone, just kind of creates a barrier to the skin. And I can understand if you're using it as a primer or a barrier cream in, for example, really bad weather. But as something to use as a treatment at night, I just don't get it. And when I looked at the product, the ingredients online, yes, indeed, it contains a lot of silicone. So really don't get this. And it took. I did persevere. I have finished it from about July. I finished it at the beginning of December. Don't recommend it. Two smaller ones I tried. This was a very generous sample size. It actually came as part of my Sephora, benefits thing. And this is the Lancome specifically for the eyes serum. And this lasted for ages. Again, more or less, I haven't used it religiously, but more or less since July. The gimmick here, there's still a bit left, is this funny little bulb thing that does have a cooling effect as you apply it to the eyes, but again, it just felt greasy. It didn't really feel that it soaked into my eye area at all. I just didn't get any benefit out of it. The best of the bunch was this Clarins, and it was only a large sample size, and this was their Serum Anti-Soif. And this at least did soak into my skin. It didn't feel too sticky, but again, I didn't really get any overall benefit, I didn't feel. A moisturiser that I tried was from Bioderma, and I started this in the summer. It's taken me ages to finish, and it is their Hydra Bio Light Légère for a dehydrated, sensitive skin. And I chose this partly on Lisa Eldridge's recommendation in one of her YouTube videos. Of course, we all love the Bioderma Creolin H2O, a fantastic makeup remover cleanser. Just goes to prove that just because there's one great product in a line doesn't mean the others are particularly brilliant. This was okay, but it was nothing special. It was too light, to be honest, for me. But, that was probably my mistake for getting this at my age. It probably would be a good teenage moisturiser if you don't have any problems, but no SPF again, which is bad news for a daytime moisturiser, so I wouldn't repurchase that. The only possible repurchase on the skin products would be the Liz Earle Instant Boost Skin Tonic, which I have used over the years. on and off as a skin freshener, largely because I love the smell. It's a really beautiful light fragrance that doesn't interfere with your creams or other perfumes. And that was a travel size that's taken me ages to finish up, but I finally finished that. Hair products. I'm not very fussy about what I wear on my hair, maybe because I'm a bit lucky with the general condition of my hair. But again, I went in for one of these great hydrating treatments that are so beloved on YouTube. This was the macadamia oil intense moisture mask, bought in the States. Again, totally unimpressed. Didn't feel it made any great difference to the condition of my hair. Why was it any different from any ordinary conditioner? It didn't feel any different, didn't smell any different, didn't condition my hair any better. Complete marketing con in my view. Just buy a cheaper conditioner. I wasn't impressed. I have used up quite a few of my usual repeats. The Corres makeup removing wipes, my favourite. I will say this is a European version bought here in the UK, packaged differently to the ones I buy in bulk in the States because they're cheaper. It is a Greek firm, so you would think it would be cheaper in Europe. Not so. But also, unless they have changed the packaging everywhere, these ones are different. They don't smell as nice. The packaging is different for starters. It's a plain beige with a sort of turquoisey sticker in the States, or was when I last bought them. But the towels themselves seem much smoother, and I prefer the fragrance in the States version. So I don't know what's going on there, but I probably will buy them again. The Anti-Bac Bath and Body Works soap. This was an autumn creamy pumpkin, which I finished up. I do like them, although they are a bit rough on the hands. It's probably the antibacterial bit. Used up another of this Mitchum's Advanced Control deodorant that I discovered in the summer. It does go very quickly. That's the only disadvantage because it's not cheap. Colgate Mini. And I do regularly use the ingrowing eliminating pads from Bliss. Quite an expensive way of using the salicylic acid to stop ingrowing hairs when you shave, but it's just so convenient because they come in the ready soaked pads, and they're in a nice screw top container, so they do last, whereas the lotions are just a bit fiddly. So I probably will I have repurchased that. So then this I thought was interesting. This was a free sachet, an illuminating radiant skin that's also a skin treatment cream from Simple. And as I say, I only used a sample. It's got a slight SPF of 15, which is not brilliant, but better than nothing. The cream did feel very nice over the couple of days I was able to use it. And it's obviously got a lightening particles in, so it does make your skin glow a little bit. So a cheaper version possibly of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which looks and feels very similar. So I might look out for that. Getting rid of a few products that I haven't finished but kind of going off. Benefit the tint. I used to love this when I was younger as a lips and cheek tint, but hardly ever use it now. It was all going off and a bit yucky. So that's going. This little compact by Marc Jacobs was a freebie quite a few years ago, and I have used it a lot. It's a very pale pink shimmer. Hardly shows, and yeah, it's past its sell-by date, so that's going. A Mally illuminator, which I've hardly used. Very disappointing. It's kind of dried up, so that's going. And this Rimmel waterproof gel eye that I only bought a few months ago, but I thought it would be convenient to use. It's completely dried up. It's really horrible. Really not, a good buy, to be honest. You're better with a Bobbi Brown gel that is more expensive, but it lasts for ages. 2 decants of perfume I tried. I've got into buying these rather than the full price till I work out if I like them. The Tom Ford Plum Japonais, which is hideously expensive, got rave reviews on the internet. And I often quite like fruity fragrances. I didn't dislike it. It was perfectly nice. But it smelt a bit like jam to me. I suppose that's the plum. Definitely is a bit spice in it. And again, I often like spicy orientals. I just didn't feel it was special enough to warrant the high price tag. And similarly with Chanel Belle Respiro, I love Chanel fragrances. This is a green floral. It's quite similar to Chanel 19. Nicer, I would say, but not sufficiently different to justify the much higher price tag. I mean, Chanel 19 itself is dear enough. So, yeah, I preferred this to the Plum Japonais, but it would be very much a summer fragrance for me. And as I say, perhaps not different enough to 19 to justify the price tag. So those were my empties for December, and looking forward to starting some new products in 2014. Bye for now.